Teaching Profession Talk Show. I'm Teacher Bridget and I'm your host for today. How are you, my fellow teachers? I hope everything's fine doing on your side. As of today's show, we invited some psychologists to share their thoughts and theories regarding learning in education that will help us teachers in dealing with our students and in coping up in this new normal classes that will help us to devise strategies in handling learner-centered education. So without further ado, let's all welcome our first guest speaker for today, who is the proponent of Bloom's Taxonomy, Mr. Benjamin Bloom. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. It was quite heartwarming welcome.
How are you today, Mr. Bloom?
I'm actually doing great, Teacher Bridget. How about you?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Bloom. Thank you for asking. I'm excited, and what information can you share with us today, Mr. Bloom?
So today, I'll be discussing to you about the Bloom's Taxonomy. So the Bloom's Taxonomy is a set of hierarchical set of models used in classifying objectives in education and the learning process, and it is arranged in a set of levels from simple to complex levels. It primarily consists of three domains, which includes the cognitive, the affective, and the psychomotor domain. But for our discussion for today, I'm only going to focus on the cognitive domain, as it is the most famous and the widely used domain of the Bloom's Taxonomy. So the Bloom's Taxonomy suggests to us that learning should be structured in a step-by-step process, starting from the most simple level up to the most complex one, the highest part of the pyramid. And then the taxonomy suggests that before a learner can proceed to the next level, he or she should achieve the specific objective set for that specific level of learning. So the taxonomy was created way back in the year 1946 by me, together with a group of educators. It has the following levels, which the lowest of them all is first the knowledge, followed by the comprehension, the application, analysis, synthesis, and then evaluate. But then, in the year 2001, it was revised by my student, Lauren Anderson, and she replaced it with the following terms, which are remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and then lastly is creating. So in the following levels of the Bloom's Taxonomy, learners are expected to meet specific objectives, such as, just for example, in the remember level, learners are expected to memorize, to remember the information that was given to them. And to the next level, learners are expected to understand, to comprehend the information that's given to them, the definition or the idea. And then to the next level, which is the application, learners are expected to apply the information that they have at hand into relevant or similar situations that they are currently experiencing. And to the next level, which is the analyze level, the objective of this level is to break down the concept as a whole and break down it into specific components and see it as a pieces of puzzles and analyze them individually and understand how these pieces of puzzles fit together to make up the bigger picture. And to the next level, which is the evaluate level, learners are expected to critique or to judge the information that they have. And last but not the least, which is the highest level of the taxonomy, which is the create level, the objective of this level is in order for the learners to create something different, something unique out of those information that they have currently at hand.
Just a question, Mr. Bloom. How can your theories help learners in their learning process?
So the Bloom's Taxonomy is created in order to provide a framework that will help teachers in classifying learners' objectives in their class lessons. It helps them create structured lessons that will pave the way for more efficient learning. And also, in the learner side, the Bloom's taxonomy will help the learners in their learning process because it helps them develop critical thinking skills, higher order thinking skills, and cognitive abilities due to the step-by-step process that is stated in the Bloom's taxonomy.
Oh, I see, Mr. Bloom. That would really help us in the field of education. Can you give us an example on the application of this theory in the field of education, Mr. Bloom?
Okay, so as an example, let's just take that I am a science teacher and I'm about to teach to you regarding the fruit lemon. So let's just visualize. This is a lemon fruit. It has an oval shape and it is yellow in color. And we know that its taste is sour. So that's the basic level of the taxonomy, which is remembering all those facts together. And now we'll proceed to the next level, which is the understanding. So now, given with those information that we have about the lemon fruit, we now understand that whenever we take a bite from the lemon, it tastes sour. And then, as you know, sour fruits contains a high level of vitamin C, which is a good antioxidant to the body, which helps us become healthy. So now we have accomplished that learning objective for the understanding level. And now we'll proceed to the next one, which is the application. So let's just take, for example, you have a sick brother, and then you have a lemon at hand. Knowing that the lemon tastes sour, it is a good source of vitamin C, you'll then create a lemonade in order to serve as source of nutrients to your sick brother and help him recover quickly. So now we finish the application, and now we're going to analyze about all those information that we have at hand regarding the fruit lemon. So just for example, knowing that the lemon is yellow, it is raised in a farm, it requires sunlight in order to produce bountiful harvest, but then knowing that the lemon is raised in a farm, it has fertilizers and pesticides in it. So we analyze that everything inside the fruit lemon is something that we can eat. But given the fact that in the farm they have sprayed some pesticides on it, the skin of the lemon is bitter and then it can't be eaten. It's not edible because of course it's going to cause some toxins within our body due to the pesticides that was sprayed during its time at the farm. So now we have analyzed it into smaller concepts so we can have a bigger understanding of the bigger picture about the fruit lemon. So now we'll proceed to the next level, which is the evaluate. We're now going to evaluate the nutritional content of the lemon compared to other fruit. Let's just say, for example, the orange fruit. Which of the two has a higher source of vitamin C and which can help someone who is sick cure faster? So now we're going to evaluate its nutritional content and other benefits that we can get from the lemon and this fruit that we're comparing it to. So now we're done with that level evaluate. And last but not the least, the most complex one, which is to create out of all those information that we have given to our student about the lemon fruit. What is that something that they can create out of those information that they have in their mind? Of course, let's just say, for example, there's a pandemic in your place. Given that lemon is high source of vitamin C, it is affordable, and it is marketable, we can derive with a certain product. Let's just say you're going to make a lemonade stand and sell it to the public and create something relevant, something useful from the information that you gained during your lesson about the fruit lemon. So as you can see, it's a step-by-step process from simple and to the complex ones.
Thank you, Mr. Bloom, for sharing us such useful information. How about you guys? I hope you learned something from Mr. Bloom's taxonomy. And now, we'll proceed to our next guest speaker, who is famous of his model of motivation. Do you have an idea who might this person? But before that, let's have a short commercial break, so stay tuned.
Minsan, nagkakasakit pa rin tayo, napapalipasan ng gutom, sakit sa ulo, laging puyat, at lagnat. Kaya ako, laging may baong biogesic. Pag may nararamdaman ako, inom lang kagad. Kahit walang laman ng tiyan, safe to. Basta sa gamot, maingat ako. Kaya para safe, paracetamol biogesic. Paano po? Ingat!
Trusted quality healthcare. Unilab yan.
Symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Problema sa kutis? Sika ang katapat. With Talkshow Whitening Lotion Papaya, kutis ay kikinis!
Mahalagang paalala, ang Nutrilin ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Welcome back to the Teaching Profession Talk Show. So our second guest speaker is a proponent of the ARCS model of motivation, which gives us an idea on how to motivate our students. So let's all welcome Mr. John Keller. Hello, Mr. Keller, and welcome to the Teaching Profession Talk Show. How was your trip earlier today? You came from a long way to United States just to be part of our show.
Well, it's quite tiresome. We're caught up in the air traffic due to some traffic lights in the sky that weren't functioning properly. But luckily, our plane made it safe and sound here in the Philippines. And I'm all good now. And ready to impart to you and to our audience my ARCS model of motivation.
We're glad that you made it here safely, Mr. Keller. We, the production staff of the show, are really honored to have your presence here today. So, can you tell us more about your theory, Mr. Keller?
So, my ARCS model of motivation, it is a motivational design process that includes a synthesis of motivational concepts and theories. And also, it is an instructional model that focuses on motivation. There are 4 components of ARCS model of motivation, and these are the attention, the relevance, the confidence, and the significance. First is attention. So, attention, it refers to the learner's interest, and because it is hard to critical and get the interest and attention of the learners. And the second is the relevance. So, relevance, it is a process that shows the usefulness of the concepts so that the learners can bridge the gap between the concepts and the real world. And the third one is confidence. Confidence, focusing on developing on the success expectations among learners. Success expectations allow the learners to control their learning process. There is a correlational between the confidence level and the success expectations. That's why providing estimation of probability of the success to learn is very important. This model, it helps the students to improve their motivation to learn. And also it is important for e-learning since motivating learners in an online course is more difficult than in face-to-face courses. And based on this model, the students were encouraged to motivate and to self-grow step by step. Like their learning will be in control, and so that they can say to themselves that their learning process is responsible.
So, it is our job, teachers, to motivate our students in order for them to unlock their potential. Am I right, Mr. Keller?
Yes, ma'am, 100%.
Thank you, Mr. Keller, for your ARCS model of motivation. I hope this will help teachers like me to cope up with the new normal class setting and still inspire and motivate the students despite the situation.
You're very welcome, ma'am.
So guys, stay tuned as we welcome our last speaker for today after the commercial break.
get fresh. Gotta get fresh.
Downy, para sa mabahong hininga. FX, para sa mabahong damit. With long-lasting na bango, 5 pesos lang! Mag-downy ka na!
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
And we're back, and for our last guest speaker for today is the proponent of the elaboration theory who tried to bridge the theory and the actual practice of education inside the classroom. So let us all welcome Mr. Charles Rigolo. Hello, Mr. Charles, and welcome to the Teaching Profession Talk Show.
Hello, Teacher Bridget. Thank you for that warm welcome.
How are you feeling today, Mr. Charles? Are you excited to share with us today your theory?
So I'm 100% good and getting hyped to share this theory with you and for all the viewers.
That's good to hear, Mr. Charles. So can you tell us more about your elaboration theory?
So today I'm gonna share to you my elaboration theory. So according to this theory, instruction should be organized in increasing order of complexity for optimal learning. So simple as you elaborate what you are teaching. So let's say for example, when teaching procedural tasks, so the simplest version of the task is presented first. So subsequent lesson present additional version until the full range of the tasks are taught. So in each lesson, learners should be reminded of all the versions taught so far. So furthermore, if you could ask, there are 7 strategic components of elaboration theory. So first is elaborative sequence. Second, learning prerequisite sequence. Third, summary. Fourth, synthesis. Fifth is the analogies. Sixth is the cognitive strategy. And last but not the least, the learner control.
Wow, that's great. It helps the learners in better learning by giving them the lessons in a gradual manner. Just a question, Mr. Charles. Can you give us a concrete examples and the actual application of your theory in the classroom? It will really help us teacher and how to properly integrate this theory to help our learners in the process.
Okay, I'll give you an example to have better understanding. So I want you to pay money, I mean to pay attention. So here in the picture, we can see and understand the holistic viewpoint and less to the major part. So if we take closer look to the major part of the picture, like this mother duck and ducklings, so we can now understand the context and the relationship. So by zooming out, we can now review the holistic viewpoint and the major part. So and lastly, for all the learners watching home or wherever you are, I want you to understand the key idea of the elaboration theory, that the learners need to develop meaningful context in which subsequent idea and skills can be assimilated. And that's all for my elaboration theory.
That's great, Mr. Charles. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us here today. So guys, I hope you learned something today, especially with my fellow teachers out there watching the show. The teaching profession is never an easy job, as it educates not just the mind but also the soul of the human being. That's why we need the guidance of such great people like Mr. Charles in order for us to be more competent professional teachers in our respective classroom. Once a teacher, forever a student. So we keep on striving hard by excellence in educating ourselves as each day passes by. Once again, I'm your host, Teacher Bridget, and thank you for watching today's episode of the Teaching Profession Talk Show. Good day and God bless.